Hey up everybody, Betty's back. Right, today it's pudding time. And this is one of my absolute favourites. It's a very popular pub classic. I've never made it before, but I'm going to be making a sticky toffee pudding. I really fancy one. And I'm just going to be serving that with some shop bought ice cream. Obviously you could serve it with custard, whatever you wanted. But I just went for the easy option as usual and bought some just vanilla ice cream to go with it. So I'll show you the ingredients and we'll get cracking. Right, so you're going to need 175 grams of dates. I've got bejeweled dates there, and you want them stoned. Remove the stones and chop them up. So this is for the sticky toffee pudding itself. We're going to need 175 mils of boiling water. There isn't anything in there yet because I haven't boiled the kettle. You're going to need 75 grams of unsalted butter, 175 grams of light or dark brown soft sugar. I've got dark brown here. You're going to need 250 grams of self-raising flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 75 grams of black treacle there, look at that baby, 3 eggs, 3 medium eggs, and 125 mils of whole milk. That is for the sticky pudding, toffee pudding itself. And for the sauce, you're going to need again another 75 grams of unsalted butter, 75 grams of light or dark brown soft sugar. Again, I've got dark. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of black treacle. And I forgot to say that you want 75 grams of black treacle into the sticky toffee pudding, but for the sauce, 2 tablespoons. A teaspoon of vanilla extract, which is in that bottle, and 150 mils of double cream. Yeah, we just had a bit of an emergency there. As I was prepping everything, the double cream I knocked all over the floor. Pyrex dish, glass, cream everywhere. We've just had to do a little bit of a clean up and go out and buy some more cream. But hey ho, disasters happen. It's one of them things. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is to put my dates into the boiling water and let them steep for about 20 minutes. Right, so that is my dates now steeping in some water. So I'll come back in 20 minutes when it's steeped to be a nanosecond for use. Right, so as you can see, my dates have swollen up quite nicely there. They've been soaking for 20 minutes. Now if you wanted a nice smooth sauce, you could blend that up. But if you don't mind chunky, which I don't, I'm just going to leave that as it is. I've got my oven preheated at 180, that's 160 fan. So now we're going to crack on with the actual pudding itself. So, 1 second. Right, so we need our butter into the bowl. We need the sugar. 1 second. Our dark brown sugar into the bowl. Sorry for the delay, but you know, it is what it is. Right, the self-raising flour is going in. There we go. Along with our teaspoon of bicarbonate, a teaspoon of baking powder, that's the baking powder, and a teaspoon of bicarb as well going into that. That's that. Right, so the eggs need to go in as well. So in with our eggs. There's 1. There's 2. And 3. 3 eggs. into there. Also we need the black treacle, obviously. So that's my black treacle in a bowl. Let's see if we can just get all this out without too much fuss. I might need a spoon here to get it all out. It's starting to come out now, look. This may take a little while, but you know, it is what it is. I'll give it a little bit of encouragement. It's coming out nicely. All that goodness, look. Oh, yes, please. That is going to be mega. Just kind of get as much of this out as I can. Obviously, it's a bit tricky with it being treacle. It's a bit tricky. Great. Now then. So I need to beat this together now. Just not overwork it, but beat it all together. Nice and gentle, get the eggs and that worked in. And the butter. Has to be softened butter, that, by the way. You don't want to be putting cold butter into there because it'll never come together. So we're just combining all of this as best we can until it's all nicely mixed up. It is quite dry at the minute, and that butter's still in biggish lumps, so I'm just going to try and work that in. Helps if I don't flick half of it onto the cooker. That would also help. Right, we're getting there. Starting to come together now, as you can see. So, right, next to go in is the dates and the water. So that's all going in to our mix. So that'll loosen it off a little bit, which should make it a little bit easier to work with. Well, this is quite a liquid mixture apparently, but it said not to worry about it. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna overwork it. That's all combined now. So the next thing to go in is our milk. So, a little at a time. So I'm adding a little bit of milk at a time, just going to work it in. And like I said, the recipe did say it was quite a fluid mixture, but not to worry. Add a bit more milk. It is coming together quite nicely, and as you can see, it's a loose batter. And again, that's the last of the milk. There we go. That's it. I'm not going to overwork it any more than that. That is our batter now ready. Ooh, apart from that little bit on the edge there. So, I'm just going to move that for a second and put our dish here, our Pyrex dish. And basically we're just going to pour this in. Get it all in there. Look at that. Right, so let me get the rest of it out. You don't want to be wasting any of that at all. You want every last little scrap of that out. All that deliciousness. I'll say I've never made this before. I've had it a few times when we've been out, but it's always been with either custard or ice cream. I actually quite like it with custard. I like it with both, to be fair. Right, so that is that. Right, so this is now going to go in the oven 35 to 40 minutes. So I'll put this in and we'll come back when it is done, and then we'll crack on with the sauce. Right, okay, we're cracking on with the sauce now. So on a low heat, I have my 75 grams of unsalted butter, the 75 grams of dark brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of black treacle, and I use the trick that somebody said about putting oil on the spoon and the treacle will just come off, and it worked an absolute treat. So thank you, whoever that was. I think there was a couple of people. The 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and the 150 mils of double cream. The second batch of, the first lot I destroyed. So basically we're going to whisk this, just keep stirring this together. Obviously you want your butter to melt. So you want this to come together, and then you're going to sort of like boil and stir it for a couple of minutes. Not boil, but you know, so it's hot until it thickens up basically for the actual sticky toffee sauce. You'll see it start to come together. I mean, it's starting to come together now. It's turning a nice dark colour, but obviously the butter's not melted yet. So I'm going to have to keep working that for a few minutes until it comes together. And then I'll... Obviously the pudding's still in the oven, so that's going to be a while yet. So I'll come back when this is done. Right, so that is now out of the oven. So cocktail stick in, it's clean. So what I'm going to do is, this may sound silly, but I'm going to put a few little indentations in here with this cocktail stick, because you know what I'm going to do in a minute. Once this sauce is warmed up, I'm going to pour it on. Well, most of it anyway. So I'll come back in a second when the sauce is ready. It's nearly there now. I'm just reheating it back up. Right, so my sauce is nicely thickened up now. So this is the interesting bit. You're just going to pour this sauce over the top of here. Most of it. Leave a little bit for later. And we're just drizzling in that over the top, like so. And I'm just going to let that settle for a few minutes. So I'll come back when it's cooled down a little bit and it's ready to serve. Right, so that's had a good 10 minutes just to settle there. It's still very warm, but I'm going to divvy this up now. I'm just going to cut. Oh man, that feels satisfying, that like. So I'm going to get a nice little square, if I can, out of this. Let's just see if I can manage it without wrecking it too much. Oh yeah. If it's going to sit right, we'll soon find out. Right. So I'm just going to put a little scoop of ice cream on there and then drizzle more of that sauce on the top. Get a shot of it and then it'll be taste testing time. Right, so there you have it. That is my sticky toffee pudding served with vanilla ice cream. Yum yum. Right, it's triple tea time. Right, I'm looking forward to this one. Absolutely. Look at that. Ooh, 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 ooh. So I'm just going to try a little bit by itself now without the ice cream and see where we're at. I mean, it looks lovely. Oh. And oh my goodness, that does not disappoint. Sticky, spongy, sweet but not over sweet. And that is delicious. Just how a sticky toffee should be. The sauce is mega. Contrast with the ice cream. Wow. just wow. Unbelievable. Combo together. Oh. I'm going to end that now because I'm going to finish that off. It's that nice. That is really good. Right, so if you like the look of that, please give it one of those. Thanks everybody for your likes, for your shares. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Also, there is the hype button now, so if you feel like it, you can hype up to 3 a week. So that would be appreciated as well. So, like I said, if you like the look of it, give it a try. It's well worth it. Not too difficult to do because I can do it, anybody can do it. So, right, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you soon. Bye for now. Bye.